Thank you for tuning in, ladies. It's Aileen Alexander here from TDL, and I am joined by the amazing Jo Gunn. Jo has been a client of mine for some time now. She's going to tell us about her journey and her experience at TDL. So, Jo, it's great to have you here. At TDL, you know that I help busy professional women like yourselves to take control of their health and lose weight. So, do you mind telling us a little bit about your background?
Hi, my name's Jo. So I've been a nurse for over 10 years, now work more in operational management in the hospital, so very stressful job. The NHS currently at the moment is under a lot of pressure, so pressure comes to our role a lot. I work shift patterns of days, nights, switching from days to nights in the same week, so that's a massive struggle. But obviously with working alongside Aileen, she's helped me kind of recorrect, sort of almost look at where I manage my time better, and that's one thing that I really struggled with before. And I've done every diet under the sun. I've done Slimming World, I've done Scottish Slimmers, I've done Weight Watchers, I've done Lighter Life, I've done Juice Plus, I've done some that I don't think are even legal anymore. So I think I've always struggled with weight, and I think I've always been under the mindset of, oh, but all you need to do is move more and eat less. And actually, since coming to Aileen, you realise that that's actually, yes, a big part of it. But if the underlying foundation of the mindset's not there, then you're not ever going to progress. And that's what my problem has probably been the last 10, 15 years, struggling with weight. And I'm not saying that, I'm not morbidly obese, but I'm bigger than I should be, and I'm bigger than I'm happier to be. So I think a lot of people, when I say, they've been seeing Aileen for over a year, kind of look at me like, oh, but you're not massively fat, you're not this. And I was like, but I know I'm still bigger than I am, and if I continue down the path that I've been on, I'm then going to be in a position that's going to have more health implications. And just generally, I wanted to be fitter, I want to look better, and that's ultimately why I went originally to see Aileen. So
Awesome, Jo. Thank you for sharing. Now, I just want to backtrack there because you've said quite a few different things about mindset, about your work, about stress. We've been working together for just over a year now. Let's go back to the Jo before you started at TDL, the Jo that had done all of these different diets. How did you feel at that time? Who was that person? Do you remember sitting in your first consult with me?
Yeah, very emotional first consult. I think, as I said to people, I was like, I went to Aileen originally to help with my weight loss, and I realised I had so much other issues going on, I didn't realise. But I think that's the problem is what you've helped me do is to look holistically at everything that goes on in your life. You can't just look at your diet and your activity. You need to look at everything else around about that's impacting that. So, as you said, your sleep, my time for myself, my family, my friends, people that were important to me, you've got to incorporate all that. So I think when I went to you, obviously, I was a little bit broken. It was a very emotional, been lots of emotional one-to-ones, but definitely that first session, I think, helped me open up my mind to what my issues were and maybe where I was looking for help from you. There was all other things I needed to input as well, which you've also helped me with. So yeah, so it's an emotional journey we've had.
Yeah, and you said at the start, people think you need to eat less and move more. And yes, that's a big part of it, because if we're in a calorie deficit, we're going to lose weight. But it's about maintaining that deficit. And when you're a busy professional woman, you have so many obstacles in the way. Time's an obstacle, stress is an obstacle, sleep is an obstacle. You work night shifts. So we've been working on all of these different aspects and really understanding your mindset. So tell us, what results have you seen or have you felt since you started your journey?
Obviously, I've had a weight loss. I've had measurement loss. My progress pictures, although I hate taking them, when I actually compare them side by side, I'm like, oh, actually, yeah, that's a big change. So definitely it's still a long way to go in my mind, but definitely there's been a big improvement there already. But I think, as we've discussed, I think the biggest change has been in my personality, not my personality, I suppose, but who I am and where I see things and my goals. And originally my goal was just to X, Y, and Z, and now it's so much more. As I said, I changed as a person. A year ago when I went to see you, you suggested even having a night out that I didn't drink. I'd be like, oh, actually no. And now I'm nearly 4 months into having a 6 months abstinence from alcohol. One, to help my weight loss, but also I think I've got so much things that I want to achieve and I've so much goals. I don't want to afford those hangover days and those couple of days working at 50%. I want to be on point all the time. And I think alcohol was definitely an influencer and affecting those days that I wasn't progressing. So I think as a person I've changed. It's quite nice. A few of my friends told me I'm an inspiration to them, which is a massive big boost. I've managed to rub off my mum eventually. Again, my mum probably, which is where a lot of my bad habits have come from. She struggled with weight for a long time, done kind of quick fit diets, juice diets, things like this, that you try and lose the weight, but then you're not teaching about, well, one, why were you overeating? Why are you binging? Looking at all the whys. And I suppose I've now, thankfully, with your help, rubbed off my mum. And I suppose even a couple of people, it's like a ripple effect. And I've hopefully managed to kind of educate people, well, actually, no, maybe not doing that's not the best thing. There's people that you can never influence, and that they're always going to be at that level until something changes in their outlook. And I think that's the thing, my outlook on life and how I see day to day is totally changed. It's been inspirational.
Amazing. And you mentioned that you haven't drank alcohol for 4 months now. You were going to do 6 months dry. Can you just tell the ladies more about why you decided to do that? Because I had nothing to do with that, did I?
No. So
I actually advised against it.
And as I said before, I don't have a problem with alcohol, but I did have a problem with socialising and binge drinking. I couldn't see a night out. Well, why would I not drink? I've chosen to drink, and that's fine. I think the choice to drink, but what I was looking at was the amount of times the following day I wanted to binge, I wanted to eat rubbish, I just wanted to lie about. And I think I've got so much goals of things, thanks to your help, with what I actually want to do. Sorry, dog eating my leftover breakfast, sorry. I think I've got so much goals and things that I want to do in the future. I didn't want those days, like I said, working at 50%, the days lying in bed, just want to eat Dominoes. I think I just wanted so much out of the next year of my life. So I'd previously considered, a friend of mine had done a year sober, and I'd kind of watched his progress. I thought, this is quite good, and also saving money. I've saved heaps of money. And I just kind of wanted to do something to test myself. And since I've done it, I'm never not going to drink again. I definitely am that way. But I think it's showed me how society looks at alcohol, and how we think that it's appropriate that you should drink and you should not drink. And definitely at the start, I had a lot of people saying, well, why are you not drinking? It's just one. I might have asked, are you pregnant? I'm definitely not pregnant. And hopefully my weight loss is showing that I'm less looking pregnant than I was before. I just think it's opened my mind to, one, how society looks at alcohol and our drinking habits. Secondly, I've been so much more productive the last 4 months. I've got so much more stuff done. I've already looked at other things I want to do, and I've had several nights out with my friends. I've been weekends away in Glasgow, weekends in Edinburgh to see Spice Girls. I went out afterwards, I was dancing. I think not everybody maybe has the confidence to that, but at the start I don't think I needed the confidence to do it, but now I feel I've got the confidence to go out and socialise with my friends who are drunk at a certain point, if I need to leave them. But I don't feel that I need alcohol, and it's just, I think, changed my mindset of where alcohol was impacting my life, and I think so much other people's lives as well. So definitely helped.
Absolutely incredible. So in your journey, is there anything, and you kind of touched on this, is there anything that surprised you?
I think, like I've said to you before, I suppose initially I'd gone to you for someone to tell me what to do, what to eat, when to eat, and maybe a little bit about why I'm craving, all that kind of stuff. But I think I never realised the importance of one mindset, and also, as you said, is just taking your time for yourself. As I always say to people, I think the most influential meeting that we had was at the start of this year, when you prescribed me a bath and a Post-it. And I still got that bath and a Post-it. And I went home, and I, like everyone, you're busy, lifestyle's busy, I spend hours reading through Instagram. There's constant stimulation. I'm either watching telly, I'm listening to the radio, I'm listening to music, I'm listening to something. So I think just that day was actually saying, actually need to just shut off, go and take time. And it was a 10, 15-minute bath, and I just chilled and I did nothing, and I let my mind just be. And I think that was almost like that light bulb moment to be like, oh, actually, this is all just letting things settle into place. And I think definitely mindsets influencing where lifestyle, diet plans, planning. I think if you don't allow yourself to be in that right mindset, and by doing that is to taking time for yourself, I think that's something that, it's never been taught to me before in any kind of diet I've done before. It's all been like, well, this is what you need to eat, and if you eat this, then you'll lose weight, that's fine. Whereas I think that's what you've done is this, it's again, looking at the holistic approach to it and saying, well, actually, if you don't sleep right, if you don't have the rest, if you don't take time for yourself, and you've taught me to become more selfish. I've cleared out my Instagram. I think I've deleted about 500 people in the last couple of months. Just think, every time I'm like, you add nothing to my life, I'm getting rid of you. I don't have time to watch your rubbish Instagram feeds and all your rubbish stuff you're putting on. You don't add anything to my life, so I don't have enough time in my life to spend time with you. So I think it's definitely reorganizing where my priorities are and where I want to spend my time, which is with my family, definitely, with Penny, with friends that are going to benefit me and give me something. So I think there's definitely that outer circle of friends that I was always chasing after, and I'm always making time for them, and I thought, well, they're never making time for me. So I think it's reassessing your whole life and the time that we do have, and it's very special and very limited, and just making sure that time counts, but also making sure I'm taking time for myself, which is something that I'm getting better at, still not great at, but I think definitely, and it's ultimately helped with where my mindset is. So I eat better, I want to exercise more, I just feel better about it. So
phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And for the ladies who are watching, I didn't make Jo wear her TDL top. That was it? She's actually got her water bottle there in the corner too.
TDL.
Amazing. So Jo, what advice would you give to somebody who's thinking on embarking on a weight loss journey, or somebody who's thinking about coaching at TDL, about taking that step, taking control of their situation?
Yeah, we'll do it first of all. And I think a lot of the time, I think, money is massive, and I think one thing that probably hindered me from starting with Aileen sooner than I did was that it seems quite expensive, but it's, as I always say, what you spend your money on is relative. What I have gained from the last year working with you is priceless. I couldn't put a price tag on it. And I think still a lot of people say, oh, but you spent this much money. And I say, yeah, but I feel that, yes, I'm not drinking anymore, but, if you are out drinking every Saturday night, if you smoke, if the amount of, takeaways you eat, cut down a couple of takeaways a month and put that money towards TDL. I think it's looking at where the output you're going to get from the money you're putting in, and I feel that I think a lot of people may be scared off with, that price tag, because, yeah, we can pay $6.99 and go and do Weight Watchers, but it's so generic. It's, you're standing in a room full of people who, one, don't have the education and the knowledge that Aileen has, which is vast. She's a doctor, she's got that medical background, and ultimately the community in TDL is also amazing and so supportive. So we've got a closed group on Facebook with women that are going through the same journey at different levels. So I felt that I've managed to help other ladies starting off. There's other ones that I think, oh God, that's exactly what I was feeling the other day, which I think has been a massive support. And I think once I started engaging with it, which I was bad with at the start because I didn't plan my time properly, I think once you start actually engaging with it and realising that these women are, one, going through the same thing as you are, but also they can help you as much as you can help them, it's phenomenal. And I think, as I said, it's a holistic approach that you give. It's the medical background with the science that's actually true. It's not all these myths and all these gimmicks that you're hearing about. It's actual true scientific facts. This is what happens. This is how it works. And not only from a biological side of things, but also from the mental, so and the psychological support as well. I think that's what you give. So I wish I'd met you 10 years ago. And I think...
Lovely.
My slogan always is that, TDL has made me the woman that I always wanted to be. I'm getting a bit emotional.
Bless you. It has been an incredible journey, and I'm just delighted to have been part of your journey and to watch you blossom. You have absolutely blossomed. You are truly living your best life, because we both know this isn't just about weight loss. It's about who you become, the opportunities that it unlocks. It's the confidence and how that affects your work life, your home life, your personal life. And you're an absolute inspiration. Thank you very much, Jo, for sharing.
No bother. Thank you.